So I created a little three-step process for myself. It started off pretty naturally. It's just sort of what I did, but I started to recognize that I was doing these things over and over again. And they helped me get through very heavy workloads. I know we're all juggling a lot these days. And if you identify as an aspiring thought leader, then I know you've got a lot on your plate. You're doing the job you have while developing your thinking so you can build your influence and your reputation as a thought leader. Now, this can lead to overwhelm. And I know that feeling because I feel it a lot. So I created a little three-step process for myself. It started off pretty naturally. It's just sort of what I did, but I started to recognize that I was doing these things over and over again. And they helped me get through very heavy workloads. And I thought, you know what? Maybe it might help somebody else. So I thought I would share it. This little process that I've developed, it helps me find my focus and give myself some structure. As somebody with neurodiversity, structure is my friend. I might fight against it from time to time, but when I have a structure, I'm really able to know what to do next and to give me the place to go back to evaluate whether I'm doing the things in the order that's needed and within the timelines that I have available. Now, this little structure starts with looking at my deliverables through the lens of value. What's the value of each deliverable? Now, value is one of those things that's very subjective. So, in some cases, it's actual value, like new business development activities for my business. These have actual dollar figures associated with them. In other cases, value might be determined through more soft measures, like growing my community. Or finally, value could be something like contributing to my family's happiness. I had my daughter visiting me this week, and I hadn't seen her in a few months. And so I took a day off, even though I've got a lot of things on my plate. But the value of spending time with my daughter was so much more important than anything else in that moment. And so I made that choice. Value, like I said, is a really personal determination. So it's up to each of us to decide the priority on each of these, and those priorities may change over time. Next, number two in our three-step process is I look at the deadlines. When is each activity or task due, and what have I committed to deliver in order to meet the expectations within that time frame? Sometimes I need to ask for an extension on deadlines. Other times I need to manage the expectations of what's going to be delivered within the timing that I have. Now, I don't like doing this. When I commit to doing something, I like to do it well and I like to do it on time. But I've had to learn that it's okay to ask for adjustments. Because when we give ourselves permission to ask for what we need, even if it means asking for more time or shifting the quality of what's going to be delivered or the quantity of what's going to be delivered, it's an important part of stepping into our thought leadership and building our influence. Why? Because what we're doing is we're demonstrating our commitment to those who depend on us, and this builds trust and influence. Now, the third piece in this little three-step process is looking at all of what I'm juggling and asking myself, what can I hand off to others on my team who are better equipped to deal with these tasks or deliverables? This allows me to stay in my zone of genius and allows others to do the same. Now, I've got a small team, and sometimes this can be challenging. However, even just the practice of evaluating what's on my plate helps me to overcome some of the overwhelm because I can see that I actually do have some options for support, that there are others who can help me, and that I'm not alone. And that is such a big part of understanding the overwhelm. We get ourselves into a place of feeling isolated and feeling like we're the only ones who can do that job. So let's review the 3 steps. Number 1, determine the value of each of the tasks or deliverables and order your work based on that value. Number 2, manage the timelines or the expectations that you've actually committed to and ask for what you need. And then finally, ask for the help you need to allow others to support you and give yourself permission to receive their support. So, those are the 3 steps that I use. And I hope these will help you in building your career as a thought leader while helping you to do the job you currently have. And don't forget, follow me on LinkedIn, Instagram, and YouTube